We've been on lockdown for the last month in Peru. The first month and a half that we lived here was incredible. Looking back though, here are 5 things that I wish I knew before we came to live in Peru. Right now, with being on quarantine and in lockdown, having a Kindle would be amazing because we'd be able to read any kind of book that we want to read. In normal circumstances though, I'd also want to have a Kindle. And this is because maybe going to the beach, it gives you something to read while down at the beach, or just lounging around, or just having a book because there's downtime always. It's also time just during the day when I would normally be reading, but since I don't really have any books here, I would much rather have a Kindle because then I have tons and tons of books. Because me and Michelle both did not bring a Kindle, nor do we even have one, we had to rely on books that we either brought or that our Airbnb host had. Most of the books that our Airbnb hosts have are guidebooks to Peru, which are not really fun to read, and we don't really need that because we have our handy dandy phones. Don't get me wrong, where we live is amazing. We're really close to the water, we're in a very safe area, and we're close to a lot of different attractions. They're not too far to walk to. However, I would much rather have been closer to Park Kennedy, which is about a 10-minute walk from us. It's more of the central hub of Miraflores. It's also closer, it's 10 minutes closer to Barranco. So since Barranco, a lot of it is about an hour walk from where we are, it cuts that down a little bit. It's a lot. Being closer to Park Kennedy also has advantages of not only seeing the cats more often, it's closer to the cheaper grocery store. Being closer to a cheap grocery store is a lot more convenient than having to walk a ways to get to that grocery store or having to go to the little more expensive grocery store. Going to the grocery store is always an interesting thing. But I had to go grab my brother something because he really helped me out back in the United States. So I grabbed him an Inca Cola, which he loves Inca Cola from his time in being in Peru previously. Well, I grabbed him the biggest size possible, the 3-liter.
This thing is as big as my head. I thought that Jake was gonna come back with a normal sized Inca Cola, but no, he comes back with this huge 3-liter. So yeah, Cam, you're definitely getting your Inca Cola.
The best for Cam. Another benefit of living closer to Park Kennedy in Miraflores would be that it's closer to the bus stop that would take us to central Lima and different places throughout Lima. Another benefit for people that are myself and Michelle's ages about living near Park Kennedy is that the nightlife is a lot more poppin' over there. Another place I would like to live in Lima would be Barranco, which we visited a few times. It's a lot more artsy. Barranco has a lot more culture than Miraflores. It's probably not as safe, but it's definitely geared to people that are more myself and Michelle's age. And I'm referring to the reusable grocery bags. And luckily Michelle brought one with her, but I didn't even think about that. But it has come in really useful when we've gone to the grocery stores because that's where we hold things. We also bring our backpacks, but it's really nice having a grocery bag as well. The grocery stores in Lima charge for the bags. I'm not sure how much they are because we've never bought them, but they still do charge. So it's a lot cheaper just bringing your own bag. Plus, it's just better. The reusable bags are also more stable, so you can hold more food in them. We unfortunately did not bring a speaker, and it would have come in handy. Making dinner, making lunch, making any kind of food, or just lounging around and wanting to listen to music in the background, a speaker would be really nice to have. And we could have brought one that is pretty small, like a Google Home, for example. With lockdown, it also would have been perfect for when we work out. I made the incredibly big mistake of bringing 7 pairs of pants. 7. That was way too many. I've worn 3 of them. Of these pairs of pants that I've worn a pair of joggers, my elephant pants that are pretty light, so they're not necessarily pants, and a pair of going out pants. If you come to Lima in the summer, which is the best time to come because it's not foggy, it apparently gets foggy during their winter months. It's just foggy all the time then. But in the summer, it's really nice. It's usually blue sky. It does get foggy sometimes, but mostly blue sky. But it's also really warm. It's in the 70s and 80s. Definitely no need to wear pants, except for some instances. Definitely did not need 7 pairs of pants for Lima.